가요하니 요하네네 요하네 가요하니 요
Gangakwa zawadahan siyos ona angadaswa o handagali wadakwa. Ungwet su'a gwegwaska nje dadawa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu haladas na ungwet su'a tinu dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska nje dadawa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu haladas ni ikini ista ohun jage tinu dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska nje dadawa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu haladas na ohun de su'a tinu dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska nje dadawa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu haladas na onu kwat su'a tinu dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne onagat su'a tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne gahi su'a tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne gain tosula tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne gojo su'a tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne gondilio tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne ogwile su'a tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne ojidon ogoa tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne itisatugu on la diwaelas tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne geli ni gawalage tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne sugwat jia gilkene galakwa tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne itisata santana galakwa tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne ojistokwa su'a tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana de tinu halados ne gele ni agwedige tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Agwegwaska jian de doa hwet nuni ni gwat nigula dana dachi dinu halados ne sungwai diza tuni dohak ni gwat nigula. Ona wa gali waho dungo nuwa ni dizlade dogat tena zike nigoha nisigi aizoda sundala aizawasa tuni dohak ni gwat nigula.
Sigoli swagwag, galahindi neo gets, wagi sli wagi ni wakadaloda, ani da argangwe wanage. Ani bojo dante okinapi how and yauko yukodono. So welcome in Scissorman and Barky. I know that you're lurking, so thank you for being here. And so today is Orange Shirt Day. For those of you who don't know, and so we're going to try to share some content that's related to this here. Let me just switch this for a sec. Oh, that doesn't work. Okay. Still working out some of the uh, settings and etc. with this new channel. So I have to remember some of the old commands and settings that I use for the other channel. Anyways, we are today we have a couple things. Wanted to share um, a film called The Secret Path. For anyone who doesn't know, The Secret Path was based on 10 poems that were written by Gord Downie, who is the frontman for a band called The Tragically Hip. Gord Downie was a huge um, ally for the indigenous people, and he really wanted to leave a legacy of bringing education and awareness to the residential school system and what it actually, how it affected people. So he created an organization called the uh, Downey Winjack Foundation, and they have curriculum that they provide to what we call legacy schools, of which I am registered as. So I'm a legacy school, which means I am uh, I've been committed to educating people about Orange Shirt Day and the legacy of residential schools. So that's why we really do talk about it quite often throughout the year on this channel because this education is not a one-day thing. We're not going to be able to provide you with all of the information and all the history that's gone on since the residential school system started in one day. It's just not possible. So we will continually talk about this throughout the year, and as a Downey Wenjack Foundation Legacy School, that's kind of one of my commitments. They also send me information, and they send me a book once a year of what they feel is significant for the year. This year, they sent me a book called Shishik Etko. Um, it's an Aboriginal Children's Book of the Year winner for the TD Canadian Children's Literature Award, and a finalist for the Ruth Schwartz Children's Book Award, a finalist for the Marilyn Bailey Picture Book Award, and a finalist for the Chocolate Lily Award. Um, so lots of nominations for awards for that book. So at one point, maybe we'll go through and take a gander and read some of it. But today, I'm going to start out with two short clips. The first one is just kind of a general synopsis of what Orange Shirt Day is. The second one is going to be a short film. I think it's, if I remember, about 13 minutes on a water walker, a young lady named Autumn Peltier, well, I won't give the whole story because you'll see it in the film anyway. It's only 13 minutes long, but it's purpose of sharing content related to these other kind of avenues of issues is that all of them feed into truth and reconciliation, which is also today is part of. So today is two things: Orange Shirt Day, which is an indigenous-led um, event uh, started by a residential school survivor named Phyllis Webstad, and you'll hear more about what her story is as the days go by. And so we're gonna give a little quick clip on what what they call National Truth and Reconciliation Day. So the National Truth and Reconciliation Day is actually a federal colonial um, origin of from a government that states its priority is building a relationship between it and indigenous peoples. There's some debate. There's some debate on what they say and what they do, and we'll get probably more into that as well as our streams go on. So we'll hear that. So anyway, the first clip about what the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation is. The second one is going to be a short film on a Indigenous Knowledge Keeper series that was uh, run by a local college that features a film on Autumn Peltier, who you'll see what that's all about. And then we're going to get into the two primary films. Since we have Autumn Peltier talking, we're going to follow that up with a film called Yinta. Yeah, Yinta is a film, kind of a documentary film. Uh, I would say a part one of the documentary film because the uh, the appeals and the issues that are going on in Wet'suwet'en territory are still exist. They still exist. So that whole conflict is still going on. And so this is kind of a documentary to give you from beginning to here kind of history of what's going on there. And it's related to water again because corporations want to push pipelines under one of the cleanest watering sources in Canada, and that's why why they're fighting back, because it's going through unceded territory. And welcome in, J Bear. Nice to see you. Go for being here. Appreciate it. So you're on time because we're kind of just getting started. And then the last thing we'll watch will be the Gord Downey's The Secret Path. And again, that's Gord Downey has been a huge ally, so we really want to take advantage of the fact that he put this content out to share and to help bring the awareness of residential schools. So, we'll go, first of all, let me go to full screen because you're going to want to watch my mug while this is on. Uh, so we'll go here and we'll get started with with what exactly is National Day of Truth and Reconciliation.
It's the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation, and although you may have the day off, it's not a holiday. It's a day to remember and honor residential school survivors, their families, and those who never made it home. And here's what you need to know. For over a century, Canada worked to eliminate Indigenous rights, ignore treaties, and terminate Indigenous government. They seized land, they restricted movement, they even forced Indigenous children to go to residential schools. This all happened in Canada, and Indigenous people are still suffering the consequences today. In 2008, the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was formed to examine the treatment of Indigenous people in Canada. The final report concluded and confirmed that Canada was responsible for cultural genocide against Indigenous people. That report also came with 94 calls to action around areas such as child welfare, Indigenous education, and inadequate health care. 2 years ago, the government finally set aside September 30th for the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. You may know it as Orange Shirt Day. We wear orange in solidarity with residential school survivors, their families, and those who never made it home.
She loved the water so much, and the water loved her back, whispering in her dreams. Water has no flag. Water knows no race. The earth's belly grew until her waters broke, and all of creation took its first breath.
I've been a water advocate since I was 8 years old. My Auntie Josephine, she inspired people globally, raising awareness and praying for the water. She did pass away about 6 months ago now. Her dying wish was for me to carry on her work.
A young leader from Canada. She's known as a water warrior, internationally known for the work that she has done and the issue of safe and clean water. Autumn Pelche, she's been on...
I know there are people in this room who deeply disagree with our position to move ahead with the Kinder Morgan pipeline.
What did you want to say to him?
I just said to him, I'm very unhappy with the choices you made and broken promises to my people. Then he said, I understand that. All I said was the pipelines, and then he said, I will protect the water.
The water is the lifeblood of Mother Earth, and without that lifeblood, none of us would be here. Nothing would be here. Where I come from, when the Creator molded us, pieces of us fell down. When those pieces hit the earth, they started to grow up as medicine. When the water's contaminated, the medicines are contaminated. Certain medicines don't grow anymore. Certain animals don't migrate in certain territories. When they're eating contaminated vegetation and water and they're getting sick, and then we're eating the animals, we're starting to get sick. And so that's how we're all connected. I'm gonna smudge this dress. We're gonna cleanse it. So when you're out wearing this dress, speaking at the United Nations, you'll be blessed and protected, and you'll speak from the heart, connect with the ancestors.
The spirit of water exists in every raindrop, in every stream and puddle, in the veins of trees, and in every tear we shed for joy or grief. Water walkers, defenders of water. We do it for the next generations, for the babies of all species. Keep going. Stay strong.
When I was 8 years old, I was attending a water ceremony in Serpent River First Nation. When I was at the ceremony, I went to the bathroom, and all over the walls, signs that said, "Not for consumption, don't touch or drink the water, and boil water advisory." I asked my mom, "What does all that mean? What's the boil water advisory?" And then she told me what all of it meant. There's kids that were my age that did not know at all what it's like to drink clean water from a tap. People living in third world conditions in a rich country where things like that shouldn't be happening. There's a lot of youth becoming activists. We're realizing what kind of future the adults today are giving us for tomorrow.
So I'm excited about Friday. It's the Youth March. I'm excited to see how many youth and young people are going to be there. It's a big event, this climate summit. It's in New York City. And the best part of it is you'll never forget turning 15 because there's so many things happening on that day. There's going to be the huge climate strike, and we're speaking at the United Nations. Let's go there. And that goes right here. There. The Adventures of Autumn.
Our children are unable to see obstacles in their path, for they are always looking up to us and never at their feet. When we encounter an obstacle in their way, it is our responsibility to remove it. We are the protectors of our children, and when we fail, the children must learn to protect themselves.
This will be my second time speaking at the United Nations, and I know when I speak at the United Nations, I'm being heard.
Knowing the lineage that she comes from, you know, there was a lot of fighters. There was a lot of warriors. Even on her dad's side of the family, she comes from a line of chiefs. It doesn't surprise me that she is who she is. But it's hard work. Sometimes it can be challenging for her because, you know, she's a kid still. Media exposure, it comes with a price as well, the work. We get treated a different way, and there was a point where we didn't even feel like going out for a while. We just kind of stayed home. We'd only go out if we had to. That was really hard.
I was being bullied because of the jealousy from other kids, because not a lot of kids get to do the stuff I was doing, like meeting the Prime Minister at a young age.
At first, she didn't even tell me, but I started noticing different changes in her.
I came home with a bunch of cuts because they were slamming my face to the snow and sitting. They were trying to suffocate me. And then my face was slammed into the fence, and it makes me really emotional. That was really hard for me.
As she stood in cold and ice, and in heat and rain, around each bend of the lake, she thanked the water. At each puddle and stream, she asked the water for help. Soon the people started to join in, and the water started to become clean.
Us kids were having to stand up as leaders. We're advocating for our future. Kids should be in school, and even me right now, I should be in school. Actually act now, not tomorrow, not next year, not next month, today. I'm missing a week of school to speak at the United Nations to try and tell adults how we're seeing our future, and the way we're seeing our future is not in a good way. Everything is about money to the adults. You can't eat money. You can't drink oil. One day I will be an ancestor, and I want my descendants to know I use my voice so they can have a future. I've heard of places like Flint, Michigan, 6 nations of the Grand River. All across these lands, we know somewhere where someone can't drink the water. Why so many, and why have they gone without water so long? We can't live in our mother's womb without water. As a fetus, we need that sacred water for development. The sacred significance is that my mother comes from her mother's water, my grandmother comes from her mother's water, and my great-great-grandmother comes from her mother's water. No child should grow up not knowing what clean water is, or never knowing what running water is. Now is the time to warrior up and empower each other to take a stand for our planet. Let's do this for our great-grandchildren. Thank you, Miigwech. I do wish my Auntie Josephine could see what I'm doing right now. She's always taught me to keep on going and never give up. No matter what people say about your work or what you're doing, you know what you want. Pray for the water, because the water doesn't have a voice. You're speaking up for it.
To our mother, whose waters broke on that first day and made song possible, we sing now for you, to you, with you, drumming to your heartbeat, with nothing left to give but our bones and flesh as an offering, so that we too can drink in life as our journey continues for another 1,000,000 years and another 1,000,000 cycles around the sun.
Seems like a lot of people have got viewers to sell. Um, I've been on here uh, this stream twice now, and I've gotten uh, two two bots today and one yesterday. It's like, wow, they're looking out for the newbies, I guess. Um, anyways, so hope you enjoyed that. Autumn Peltier is again still a water walker, and she's part of the Water Commission board that oversees the activities and projects that are related to the Great Lakes, which is the five lakes within the southwestern Ontario area between the U.S. and Canada. And so it's quite awesome to see how far she's come from when she started this path at 8 years old. So she is continuing to be um, a real advocate for protecting the water. So that's good to see. And so we would like to see actually if there's ever a chance we could get her to come chat with us. But um, I know that she's just finished high school and she's now, I think, just started college. So she might be a little busy for a bit. But we'll see how that works out. But speaking of protecting the water, so the next thing I'm showing is a short documentary called Yinta, and it's in the area of the Wet'suwet'en traditional territories, and this kind of back and forth conflict that's been going out in Wet'suwet'en has been ongoing for oh, I don't know, almost 20 years now. And it's been a battle to prevent pipelines from running through their uh, drinking water and source. And yet, the government, the RCMP, they've been invaded a couple times. Well, you'll see as the documentary goes through. But I don't think this documentary has Logan Stats or Layla Black in it, but they were both joined the Wet'suwet'en people to help, along with uh, Layla's partner. And for the life of me, his name is escaping me at the moment. But they were all three of them are from Six Nations to Grand River and went out to help uh, protect the water out there and protect the land because being from Six Nations, they know what it's like to not have clean drinking water because they can't drink the water in the Grand River. And that runs right down the middle of their reservation, so they're fully aware of what's going on. So we're going to watch Yinta. Um, Now that again is the first documentary, and then we're going to follow up with a shorter film Gord called The Secret Path, which was based on 10 poems that Gord Downey from the Tragically Hip has written. And so I'm going to again get go back to full screen so that you can see the full view of the film, and we'll get this started. This is Yenta.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
How are you feeling, Frida?
Ready, 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 ready.
Una starter. Never lost a fight.
We're ready. Wetsuweten hapayenta. Wetsuweten ni nohyenta walewes dini. Anuk nohyenta wads enli.
Go ahead. All you have to do is hit that wire on top. So how come you're afraid of it? It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to hit the stick. Here we go. Grab these, pull them together at the same time, and then squish your hand shut.
It's pretty fresh. It's fairly warm.
So how many did you say were here? 8? 2 down, 6 to go. I grew up on these lands from a very young age. We'd either be hunting, fishing, or camping. Had a grandma that lived to be 113 that taught my parents and my aunties, who in turn taught us. There's 5 different clans across 22,000 square kilometers. And every one of us are connected by the river. Wetsuweten belongs to the overall Gisahu clan. And then there's Liksamashu, who's our neighbors up that way. Tayu, neighbors that way. Gidimdan across the bridge. And Liksili territory. So this is Wetsuweten territory. Only the Wetsuweten chiefs and our members are the only ones that can decide what we allow and what we don't allow on these territories. Who are you?
I'm with Chevron, representing the Pacific Trail Pipeline Project. And we're requesting access to the territory here today so that Wet'suwet'en people can work and see the benefits from our project.
You do know that you guys haven't received consent from the true territory holder? You think you've got permission by signing these partnership deals with other First Nations who don't have authority to say these projects can come here.
Frida would like to work with you on this project. I'm inviting you to work with us on this project.
You're trying to convince us to give up our way of life so that you can reap the benefits. I'm not protesting, I'm not demonstrating, I am occupying our homelands. These are ours, we decide what happens here.
Sorry to hear you feel that way. We brought you an offering. We've left some water, some tobacco.
No thanks, we've got clean water right there, that's what we drink. You could take your
mess.
water, because we don't want that. The checkpoint's like a border for Wet'suwet'en territory. We monitor everybody that comes in, whether you be industry or individuals. A couple of years ago, we found out that pipelines were proposing to come through here.
Fuck.
We're finding the pipelines were sneaking in when nobody was here.
Can you talk for a minute? Open your door and have a talk with us.
So we decided that somebody has to be there permanently out there in order to watch it so that they don't get in. So we put a cabin right en route to their project, and I made a choice to leave my job and come move out here and monitor the lands. This is a proposed corridor for multiple pipeline projects.
The pipelines would stretch over 1,000 kilometers, crossing hundreds of creeks and streams.
But first, it has to cross a lot of First Nations territory and go through dozens of communities.
Pipelines break of the pipelines would destroy the water and everything in it. They can go ahead and try and put their project through here. They will be considered trespassers and will enforce Wetsuweten law. You bring any equipment on here, it's going to belong to us. You'll be walking out.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
You want to color the lake? Okay. Okay, here's the lake. Should we put the kai in there too? Let's put the kai.
This is Kai.
Say, I need the kai.
I need Kai.
I have cue cards of different things in Wetsuweten, and so I put them up around the house as much as we can to learn new words. Some of them I kind of skim over because it's pretty tough. I used to want to be a lawyer, and I was on my way to law school, and I was going to have like a Lexus and a big house with a white picket fence, and that was like my goal in life. Now my life's the total opposite. I won't accept jobs because I want to be able to be out on the territory. Stuff like that, so.
When I first met Molly, she recommended this book for me to read. So I actually read the whole thing and took notes on it. That was the only book that I read the whole time I was at university.
Yeah, he did it. He did it just to woo me, and it worked. Oh, and this is my friend Chrissy, who just passed away. Randy. She committed suicide just about a month ago. She was Wetsuweten, actually. And so she just passed away, and she had 2 little boys. If I look at like how many people in my family have died, or how many people that I know have committed suicide, we're still being exterminated. We're still being killed. And the effects are very real, and so it's just like a silent war to like the rest of the world that we're battling out. And so, yeah, I feel like we are at war. This whole fight is based on protecting Wet'suwet'en as our drinking water source, as our salmon-bearing river. The ancestors said, we are the land and the land is us. And when you are living on the land, when the things that you consume are coming from the land, that becomes part of you.
Well, over the years, more and more of the land was being leased or given out by the government. And 30 years ago, the Gixans and Wetsuweten joined forces to take the government to court to prove that they've never ceded or surrendered 22,000 square kilometers of Wetsuweten territory. The community fundraised, and the chiefs went to the Supreme Court in Ottawa, spoke about what they knew about their history and their territory, and they won that court case.
In a sweeping judgment, yesterday's landmark ruling by the High Court redefined the rights of Native people to their ancestral lands.
It is nothing ambiguous. It is not about just hunting or picking berries or those. It is title to the land, which is what you were fighting for ever since this case started.
TransCanada signed a deal to build another major pipeline in British Columbia. The 260-kilometer Merrick Main Line would link natural gas from Dawson Creek to the Pacific Trail pipeline, where it would connect to a proposed liquefied natural gas.
I don't believe the government respects the Delgamu decision because they continue to steal the land and push their projects through, whether we agree with them or not.
Who's that on the wall?
That's my daughter, the one that I lost 11 years ago. So I get to look at her every morning when I get up. It was exactly the day after 9/11. She was riding with some friends, was going to a movie, and she passed away in a car accident. She was a lot like me. She was one of the ones that would get her hands dirty and want to get involved. My belief is if she was here, she would probably be helping me with this fight. Where are you? What are you doing here?
We're just from Coastal GasLink. We're doing non-invasive testing.
Is this Canadian Helicopters, or whose company is this?
It's Canadian Helicopter.
They've been written a letter
I have.
not to access this territory. You can take that.
Thank you.
Our territory goes all the way to the two lakes over there, Morris River, all the way to Chisholm Road, 29 kilometer, and this mountain ridge belongs to Wetsuweten. And the company has already been told you don't have permission to be here, so I'm gonna ask you guys to leave. You can't do no work. I don't care if it's non-invasive. We didn't authorize that work.
Okay,
So right now you guys are trespassing. Who's the pilot of this chopper? How far back do we need to be before you can fire that up?
at least 50 feet.
So we're gonna move back the 50 feet. I want you guys to leave.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Right across Canada, everybody's fighting for their land. Yinta, Nito, the white people, they call it territory. Everybody has a name for it. We call it Yinta. Brian, what do you guys call it?
Nudnene.
We call our territory Nunene. It means our backbone. It means our land. You can't exist without your backbone.
What we're trying to do here is revitalize the occupying of our lands and try and encourage our younger generations to start moving back. We want to start a healing center out here on our territory.
I think all of us recognize in our community that there's a lot of pain and healing that needs to happen. So we're designing a camp that is actually going to foster those aspects of resilience.
Being here, just being with my people, feels like I'm renewing my spirit.
Our goal here is we're going to put the Indian back in our children and make them proud to be Wetsuweten. So that's why we're desperately trying to hang on to our territory.
Well, let's go get my knife.
Good job right there. That's good. Okay, it's good now.
Hey, hold them there. And I gotta start skinning.
Yeah, there. Open.
All you're doing is pulling and then part that stretcher, that's where you're cutting fish.
That's how you learn, boy. You stand by and watch them. That's how you learn how to skin.
Now you're gonna be a hunter. Next. Fill it right up with everything.
Oh, he's gonna be
Good job.
Woo! Yeah. Oh, you
Not bad, eh?
Gasoline boy, oh, when they up in the dusty.
We have to really look at the historical framework that led us to this point. The founding fathers of this country were thieves and murderers. Their mandate was to annihilate us. And they couldn't do it, so they trained us to annihilate ourselves. So it's a big illusion that's been created that people have to unlearn what they've learned.
Growing up, I didn't really have an understanding about being Wet'suwet'en. My mother was a victim of the 60s scoop. Her and her siblings were taken away and placed into white foster homes. My grandparents both went to the Lejeune Indian Residential School. Whole generations of children were taken from their families. My uncle used to walk all the way along the train tracks, you know, hundreds of kilometers away, and walk all the way back home. And when he got home, the Indian agents and the police were there to take him back to residential school. A couple years ago, they found over 200 unmarked graves at the Kamloops Residential School. They were places of genocide.
the only thing that was passed on was abuse and dysfunction. I discovered all of that as an adult.
For us to move to the cabin now was to get us off of the treadmill of working from Monday to Friday. And if we want a different way of life for our son, we have to raise him differently. This is a generational struggle, and we need to prepare for a generational struggle.
This is unceded Minnesota territory. You do not have jurisdiction to walk in here. Yes, I do.
What's going on? You guys don't have permission to come across here.
This is
We can go back over there and talk about your vehicle.
No, not at all. My purpose is
for dialogue. We want to talk.
My purpose is to come and have a chat with you,
All right.
introduce myself.
Okay.
I don't like whoever this gentleman is stepping in front of me.
Sergeant Rose.
Wait.
Well, we have a sign there and it says honk and wait.
Okay.
People don't just really walk in.
So
Because we're blocking pipelines out, we're not blocking everybody out.
I'm not a pipeline though, right?
So yeah, I know.
I don't work for a pipeline company. I work for the RCMP. You guys can lawfully express your concerns about industry's attempt to get in here. My concern, as the detachment commander, of course, is the safety of the work crews that are in here or in the area and making sure that they feel safe and they're able to do their work. So we're trying to balance those
So it
two.
sounds like you said
those
you're
two
worried about
interests.
their safety.
No, and
We're not the ones being aggressive here, they are.
Well, legally, from my perspective, if I'm walking on a highway and I need to get,
Do you have something in documentation that proves this is a public road? You prove to us how you think you own this land, because we know we own it. We knew for hundreds of years that this is ours.
that's not our function. We don't build.
I'm just educating
Yeah, and
you
I mean,
as
I'm
people.
certainly intrigued.
And we're listening, and that's what's good about
I'm
this.
certainly intrigued to hear your perspective and hear your side. I want to reinforce that I'm not trying to pick sides. I don't want to pick sides. I'm not on either side. We're not going to wedge ourselves in between. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you again.
Thank you.
I don't have faith in their system. I don't feel like they can protect me. The RCMP was created just to forcefully remove Indigenous people off their lands. White settlers came in and wanted to farm the land, and the government came in, burned Wetsuweten out, and used the RCMP to force them off the land so they can take it. My grandpa, in order to get him out, they destroyed his cabin. Every clan has the same stories about being burnt out of their home. Our elders tell the story of how Jean-Baptiste stood at gunpoint, kept off the RCMP, and he got to keep his land. The government tried to outlaw our governance structure because that was our strength. Some of our chiefs were jailed, but they just came out and held their feasts again. Across Canada, they imprisoned us on the reservations, and but our people needed a piece of paper giving them permission to leave the reserve. So that's how they were able to continue to steal the land, and that's the only way they can take it is just by stealing it and call us criminals so that they can arrest us. As much as they can deny and try to say that they're there to protect everyone. have witnessed firsthand that they're not there to protect me. They're not there to ensure my safety. They're there to ensure their system. They always have been since contact, and they still are today.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Denise, Jacko's Sky's. My name is Chief Medik. I come from the house of Anasaski, where it lies blocking the trail. We asked permission for us to go across.
Sana kete tiyen tapi region li. Ay khas la terren lagatat sa datilta. No, zit oh yeah, you be honest.
This means a lot, as you could see. We welcome you. We welcome you standing beside us.
We cannot produce energy in Kitimat without a reliable means to transport it across the Rockies and coast mountain ranges. During the early hours of this morning, we authorized TransCanada, represented here today, to begin construction of the Coastal GasLink pipeline.
Today's announcement by LNG Canada represents the single largest private sector investment in the history of Canada. You know, I like that sentence so much, I'm going to say it again. The single largest private sector investment in the history of Canada. It shows what's possible when you collaborate and consult with Indigenous and local communities, when you coordinate all orders of government, and when people insist on economic, environmental, and socially responsible development of our natural resources.
So, as you know, there'll be a hearing for injunction that Coastal GasLink was asking for. If the blockade and the interference with their operations were to continue, the economic harm would be, in the millions and millions of dollars.
So yeah, they're going to use a court injunction to remove our safety gates.
Right. 99 times out of 100, they'll get their injunction.
The federal government and the province are backing this project. They provided 60% of the partnership funding. So it's in conflict. We're going into their courts, which they have lots to lose.
I sat in court. My heart cried when I heard the decision that came down. It broke my heart, the way they talked about us. And they're giving Frida till tomorrow to get that barricade down.
All 5 clans, we all need each other.
Wherever we need it, we'll be there to back each other up.
On behalf of the Get 'em Dead clan, I want to make an announcement that Get 'em Dead will control the access to Get 'em Dead territory. We stand behind Frida to stop the pipeline.
Right now, we have an opportunity with all of the chiefs to sanction the blockades out on our territory. And that's our law.
As Quinbale, we stand with you as well.
As Father Clan, it is not only my duty, but it's my pleasure and my honor to stand here and say that Sayu will stand with them.
All three houses will stand behind Get 'em Dead clan.
I want to make a collection for Unistop on the battle that they're going to be doing. Namak, $60. Smokefkem, $100. Sa'il, $200. Frida, for Unistop for whatever they need it for. No return.
Right now, the Wetsuweten have all decided that Get 'em Dead would erect a access checkpoint.
1, 2, 3, 4, as many 2x6 you got there, go ahead and do that right away.
This is the only access road to the west, and so in order to get to Wetsuweten, you have to pass through Get 'em Dead checkpoint.
It's important for us to be here. They got to come through us first.
CGL can tell the RCMP to back off, not making a move. They need to talk to us. They haven't done that yet.
So I'm sure you're aware that the meeting with the chiefs didn't go as well as we were hoping for, right?
Yeah, we weren't expecting it to go well.
Yeah. So they are gonna come down to enforce the injunction, and everything's gonna be slow and methodical. There's not gonna be people rushing in and grabbing everyone and arresting people, okay? It's gonna be very slow.
Okay, please step back away. In defiance of the court order, we'll be breaching this barricade.
Are we not people? We're the people from this land, not your land. We're attached to this gate. You're trespassing. You're trespassing on the city hall.
On your right.
There's a vehicle there.
Should we open it?
This decision to open up the Wetsuweten Bridge, this is by no means giving up. But we're doing it for your safety. We're doing it for the love and respect that we have for each of you.
Effective this date, the hereditary chiefs have agreed to the injunction enforcement order.
This is coming from leadership. They have told me what to do. For fear of RCMP action.
I know our ancestors are here because when I feel like giving up, I feel them put their hand on my back. And I can smell them. I smell Grandpa's smoke. He's here. I smell my dad. They're here with us, all of them.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Thank you all for being here tonight. I look forward to these town halls to get out and engage in this exercise in democracy. I'm just going to go around the room and pick questions at random, and we will try and see how this goes. So starting with you in the striped scarf. Yes.
I want to ask you, what are you going to do to stop oppressing our people? When are you going to start giving a shit about who we are as people and not seeing us just for our land?
Thank you for sharing that. I understand your passion and your anger. I acknowledge it, and I say to you that we will work together to resolve these issues. If there was... I can understand your impatience. I can understand your impatience. That is not true. They have actually just removed the barricade. They did that this afternoon. That was a sign of respect right there. They've removed the barricade. This is how this is supposed to work. This is how this is supposed to work. Now, I think we're going to take a step back here. I'm going to take a step back here. I will take another question now. You in the long blonde hair. Yes.
What is this?
Hello? Sorry?
Good afternoon. We're here with the Coastal GasLink Project. We're here to conduct work on behalf of the Coastal GasLink Project, and you're impeding us. Can you please move your vehicle away from the work area?
You actually...
We have a Supreme Court of BC injunction order directing that anyone having notice of this order, and if you don't have a copy, they'll give it to you, are restrained and prohibited from physically preventing, impeding, restricting, and in any way physically interfering with our activities conducting work. Will you remove your vehicle?
You're preventing us from going in and checking our traps.
I'm asking you to remove your vehicle from the roadway now. Okay?
Up there are our trap lines, and this morning you weren't allowing
If you're not
people
going to remove
in.
your vehicle and continue to impede our access, please be advised we'll be reporting this matter to the RCMP as a breach of the injunction order.
That's my property right there. The tent is property. That lumber is property.
So, from my understanding, what I've been led to believe from CGL is that this here is also been permitted for a staging area for the CGL.
No, it has not.
Well, I'm just only letting you believe what I've been informed.
So are you just going to take their word for it? Because I'm telling you, and so you are being led to believe that they do not have permits.
Okay, so what I will do, to answer your question, I'll look into it and make sure that they do have permits, right?
You should have made sure that they do have permits before they destroyed. No, you didn't. And now it's destroyed.
Okay,
So
just so we're perfectly clear, we are not doing any work. Like, we don't do anything. We're not here. We're just here to keep the peace, right?
I don't know how you could stand there and even be proud of what you're doing, and never mind justify it. You're ruining our lives here. This is our day-to-day life.
Duly noted.
The project is about a $6 billion project. 1/6 of that spend is for Indigenous people, and that doesn't include the jobs that we hope to provide everyone.
Hi. Hello. Can we help you here? Yeah, want to be in? Okay, just hang on, okay? Just wait. Wait. Hey, please. We're gonna let you in, but I just gotta make sure it's orderly. It's gonna be orderly. Okay. So you work for CGL?
I do, yes.
You work for CGL?
Correct, yeah.
And what is your purpose here?
For security, just to make sure that if you want to come in and say something, not a problem.
We are gonna say something. We have lots to say.
Currently, right now, we've got all permits in place for the front.
Oh. Let's see, how many non-band members have we got here? There's something wrong with this picture here. Something terribly wrong with this picture. You're crossing Laksamishu territory on two ends of your pipeline. Who in Laksamishu gave you permission to cross our territory? And the people that support you here, the whole Wetsuweten community of Wetsuweten? What? 30 people? 20 maybe? Is there no shame? We do not own the land. We belong to the land. We are a part of the land. Where's CGL's story on the land?
Yinta, wene telklak. No, sa te ni hapa aten, hay kani iwistet. So pasyikstek. Awet as needed that. Wetsuweten hapas yekstek. Sadits awandu.
We're here to peacefully deliver a message from the Wetsuweten chiefs.
I'm here on behalf of the Wetsuweten Hereditary Chiefs to deliver this eviction notice. We're not going to block you from going out, but if you guys refuse, then we will close the road, and they'll probably have to fly you out.
You have 30 minutes.
30 minutes to get a hold of everybody I need to contact?
Yep. We're making a stand. Since the injunction, we wasted a year in court and couldn't get anywhere. And right now, our chiefs agreed to shut down the main road.
My grandma used to tell me, you know, bad things are gonna happen down the road. Now I see it.
What we're doing today, it is not for us. It is for the children, his grandchildren. And the children are not even born yet.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
We've been here for 31 days now with no CGL here, with no police here. Meanwhile, we feel like at peace and feel the beauty of this land.
So we're here at 39 kilometer on Cassia House territory. This is essentially a lookout and supply camp.
Okay, that's for 44, sure. 44.
Supplies were distributed all the way to the Unistone camp, which is behind the lines of a bunch of fallen trees, essentially shutting down the road.
What is going on now is a battle against corporations and the capitalist system, where they are determined to extract every bit out of this planet. Thank you to the Wet'suwet'en people for hanging in.
We encourage all of the protesters to abide by the injunction and leave the area. There are peaceful options that will require a minimal use of force.
Please stay calm. 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 10 officers have just walked into camp. We are enforcing the BC Supreme Court injunction issued December 31st, 2019.
I'm being told if I don't leave the exclusion zone, I'm going to be arrested.
They're arresting press.
Yes, you will be.
4, this is 39. Over. They're taping the window. Over. Not sure if they're blocking my view or they're gonna smash it. Over. We're under arrest for obstruction. You understand that?
Hey everybody, it's 6:29 here in Wetsuweten territory, and we have reports that a bunch of arrests were made at the support camp at 39 kilometer. They've now blocked off the highway.
Sorry guys, can't go through.
Are you allowed in? And private industry are allowed in, but Wetsuweten people and members of the press are not allowed in? No, this is not okay. This is our territory.
Don't point your gun at me! Please! The one behind the truck! I have nothing! Please take down your weapon!
We see multiple units now moving with their guns drawn.
Ni. It's what they used to call the old, wise, experienced warriors. Each clan had their own warrior, and they kept our people safe. And right now, they're being surrounded by RCMP, by invaders. And I want to call on the spirit of all of those Niwelye to guide them and protect them.
We get them stole. A biscuit. A brindley.
need you to talk to me. Otherwise, you're gonna leave us no choice.
Go away from me. I don't talk to liars. You're trespassing. You're trespassing. You are not welcome here. Go. I don't need to listen to your options. This is our land. Our land. I don't need to listen to you. Get out of here. Invaders.
Any of the areas accessed by Maurice Forest Service Road, also known as the Maurice FSO 4656.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Right now, the colonizers have been trying to remove us from our land once and for all. They want us defeated. They want us to give up. They want us to lose. They're not going to stop trying unless we shut this down. Stand up and fight back with us. Shut down Canada.
What started as a dispute over a natural gas pipeline has erupted into protests across the country.
In solidarity with Wetsuweten land defenders, in BC, D.C. today, the protesters brought their message directly to the government, blocking the doors.
It won't stop as long as the RCMP and CGL are on Wetsuweten territory without their consent.
My next guest has called for people to shut down Canada.
As every Indigenous nation, and we all have to stand together and united.
The Mohawk warrior flag waves over the train tracks in Belleville. The Tyendinaga Mohawk encampment now effectively disrupting rail service.
Oh, look at that.
They sent us water from their river, and this is what they're fighting about. Life.
Dozens of passenger and freight trains have already been canceled from Toronto to Ottawa and Montreal. And it doesn't appear as if this will be resolved anytime soon, as support for the Wet'suwet'en Nation continues to grow across the country.
Canada's multi-billion-dollar shipping industry remains at a standstill as protests leave goods stranded at ports and rail yards throughout the country.
A bunch of radical activists who won't rest until our oil and gas industry is entirely shut down.
Reconciliation is a journey, and there are going to be difficult moments on that journey. But the barricades must now come down.
Fuck off! I'll stand where I want. I'm in Umpa territory.
There were rail blockades in Gitxsan territory. Gitxsan people are one of our closest allies.
The Gitxsan could not sit idly by. We have to be part of the fight to stand with our neighbors, the Wet'suwet'en.
Put your hands behind your back. Hey. My hands are behind my back.
Hey, whoa!
It's illegal to have a fire on the
It's illegal, so everyone The cops are retreating against the Gitxsan!
This is just the beginning. You woke all these warriors up.
Well, when the whole world was supporting us, it made us feel like we weren't alone, and it was an amazing feeling. Now that COVID's here, people have forgotten CGL just continued working and just shows how corrupt the system is.
Hello.
There's also an archaeological site right now that they're threatening to destroy that I'm trying to deal with.
Hold up for a minute, we got work happening here, guys. You're gonna have to call it there, Bob.
Hi there. Who's the archaeologist monitoring the work here?
Here, what's your name? Johnny, I'm Slato. I'm a representative for Cassia House. I'm just talking to the archaeologists, which is what I've been asking to do for days.
You don't need to talk to them.
No, you get the fuck out of my way because I am talking to the archaeologists. This is our territory. These are our artifacts. I have questions. I'm here to have a simple conversation. I would like to have a conversation with the archaeologists. That's all.
You don't have to. You're not required to.
I know they don't have to. I know you don't have to do anything. You've got how many security guards here enforcing the fact that you don't have to do anything? How many RCMP that are here enforcing the fact that you don't have to do anything? These are our ancestors. Just get away from me. Everybody thinks that Coastal GasLink is just this done deal, but it's not. Because of the delays and extra costs and all those kinds of things, that they can't afford a huge conflict. It feels like it's just all been building up to this point.
No, ni yinta hotsana warainli. Kai anu nos kak no kayu la yinka westek any hapape atsatni. No nin duta paka gehtas.
The Wetsuweten have reoccupied the access road to Wetsuweten and to the drill pad site. We're here for the long haul. Got a new home on the Yinta.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
We're the division liaison team with the RCMP. We're here to try to facilitate communication with industry. We just want to make sure everybody's safe, like usual, right?
I think we know you well enough. There's no need in the niceties and the lies. I've been removed off of my territory by JR here before, so you don't need to try and tell me that you're here for anybody's safety and that you're impartial. We know better than that, and so do you.
Yep.
Every other time there's been a blockade, it's been like 3 weeks to a month before enforcement, and they were in enforcing day 1, day 2, and then every day since. For our CMP officers coming in on foot, they're just here to harass. Oh, look at here.
Using pain compliance. 1, 2, 3.
Let go.
Oh, my leg!
Unhook yourself.
Unhook yourself. If you unhook, you can fix your pants.
Oh. Oh my God.
We're not pulling your pants up for you, so let go.
Oh.
We're calling on all of our allies and our supporters across the nations, coast to coast. Come to Vienna. We need support on the ground because it's time for all of us to rise up together. Wetsuweten.
And Akutaki, welcome.
Yeah.
We are the Haudenosaunee people! We are here! Leave! The land of Chiefwa!
Since the Haudenosaunee have arrived and other allies have arrived, the RCMP have not been back into Coyote Camp.
Fuck off and go to fuck back where you came from. Yeah.
Spirits are high, things are going good.
Oh, I got my girl.
Happy to see everybody here and to support my sister, who's always supported me.
We're seeing a lot of support from other plans too, like the Luxembourg.
You just got a convoy of fucking non-industrial traffic coming up. There's quite a bit of them.
This is where CGL has blocked us from entering onto our own territory. So we're going to set up camp just on the other side of that equipment, and all of that equipment will be included in our seizure. Gonna grab me a 9/16 French?
Excuse me, please don't touch the equipment.
It's not you guys' equipment. As of now, it's Wetsuweten property. All of it. And I'm working on behalf of 3 of my highest chiefs. So that's my job. I'm just like you. I'm just doing my job. What do you suspect these equipment are worth? About $750,000?
I'm here to ensure your safety, sir.
Oh, thank you. I really feel safe now. I'm probably thinking I'm getting too old for this shit.
Mr. Gagnon, any words?
Just my love to everybody.
Now is the time to put more pressure on and come at them at all angles. This is an immediate evacuation order for all Coastal GasLink employees and subcontractors.
You guys are gonna block the road.
Road's closed, buddy. No, you guys can go.
Road closed.
Road's closed, man, no matter what you say.
So we're here from Coastal GasLink Project, and you're impeding us. Can you please move your blockade out of the area?
Nothing to say.
We have a court injunction, BC, something that anyone having no are restrained from. As you're not removing your blockade and continuing to.
Lily was asking me, Mom, when are you gonna come home? And I said, I don't know, baby. We just keep pushing forward, even though we know what will happen in the end. And I don't feel scared because there's something more powerful than us happening.
The following program contains mature subject matter and coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
A big crowd of what looks like at least 30 cops is now marching up towards the bridge.
We are only few here. You brought how many people with you?
We are peaceful, we are unarmed, but we are powerful, and we don't fear you.
Legal observers, media have been arrested. 2 of our Wetsuweten elders have been arrested and removed from the territory. Right now we're at Coyote Camp and the RCMP are moving in to remove me from my territory.
Thursday's raid came after the Wet'suwet'en Nation issued its own.
Bring it on, motherfuckers. Yeah! You are trespassing against Wet'suwet'en law.
Come out peacefully.
Do you have a search warrant or an arrest warrant?
We will be seeking those if you are not going to cooperate.
Well, you better have one.
Walking to the door. They're breaking it down.
Show me hand. Show me hand.
Get your fucking gun off me! This is sovereign Wet'suwet'en land! Get your gun off!
The RCMP have breached the door. There are attack dogs here.
Standing there, right beside the door.
Police. They used axes found in camp to break down the door. And a chainsaw that they found in camp.
Come here, Molly, you're under arrest.
Don't touch me!
Back up. Back up.
Get your hands off her!
You're under arrest.
Get your hands off!
You're under arrest. Get that out of my face and back up. You're under arrest.
For the record, I'm a member of the media. You've been notified that I'm here. I'm observing.
You're under arrest right now, so step up. Okay, let me with you.
Come here, fucking bastard! Don't you fucking hurt anybody, you stupid fucking kid!
Almost. I got it!
This last 10 years has been the hardest years that I've ever experienced. And when I think about how I'm going to get through it, I think about the Wetsuweten women that I know of. We're still here. We're still fighting, but we're still here.
Look how much, Sky. Just in my little while. Don't put it in your pocket, you're gonna squish it. He's gonna pull us the whole way. When I'm feeling discouraged, I feel the ancestors put their hand on my back, encouraging me to keep going. That said, if you know you're doing right, you have nothing to fear. And I would do it all over again for my people. Ancestors, they're talking to us. In the wind. Asking us, where were we?
This is the best thing I've ever done. And by best, I just mean it helps my heart a little bit. This is what I want to do. Nothing else really matters to me.
I had wanted to tell my brother's story. I wanted his life to mean something. I had no idea how I was going to do that. But I trusted, I knew that something would come about in time. You know, who would ever thought? Tragically hip.
Hi.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm okay. How are you doing today?
Pretty good. Yeah. A friend of mine, Kev Drew, asked me one day to make a record with him. He just wanted to make a record. And I said I would, but I don't think I have any songs.
Sister's older,
But the weird thing is that I'd been writing about Charlie. So we made a record, and it's an attempt to capture the feeling somehow of trying to get home.
I am the stranger. You can't see me. I am the stranger. You know what I mean? I navigate the mud. I walk above the path, jump into the right. Then I jump to the left on a secret path, the one that nobody knows, and I'm moving fast on the path nobody knows. And what I'm feeling is anyone's guess. What is in my head and what's in the chest? I'm not gonna stop. I'm just catching my breath. They're not gonna stop. Please just let me catch my breath. I am the stranger. You can't see me. I am the stranger. That is not my dad. My dad is not a wild man. Doesn't even drink. My daddy's not a wild man. On a secret path, the one that nobody knows, and I'm moving fast on the path nobody knows. I'm the stranger. I am the stranger. I am the stranger. I am the stranger. Nowhere a screw top lid. And I fingered that jar. I put it in my pocket. She said, can't go into the woods without them. I smiled at her and laughed. And I kept them dry. And as long as there were 6, I'd be fine. As long as there were 5 matches in that jar. Mile after mile on the chick sound of the matches, on the memory of her smile. I kept them dry, and as long as there were 5, I'd be fine. As long as there were 4 matches in a jar with a screw top lid. I know she did not mean to hurt my feelings, but that's what she did. I kept them dry, You know that they just can't resist. No man could make them feel nervous, and they put zero into it, and their country doesn't exist. Son, when you dance, I'll be on your shoulder, and you feel it. When you dance, I'll be on your shoulder, and you'll feel it. And when something stirs in your heart, a feeling so strong and intense, when something occurs in your heart, and there is an unexpected sentence. Son, when you dance, I'll be on your shoulder, and you feel it. Even as the world says, don't stop wishing what you wish. Even as the world comforts, says, even as the world comforts, says, don't stop wishing the things you wish. Don't stop wishing what you something stirs in your heart, a feeling so strong and intense. When something occurs in your heart, and there is an unexpected sentence. Freezing rain and ice pellets, walking home, I'm covered in it, walking home, along the tracks, secret path. Did you say secret path? Pale blue doesn't do what they said it do. It's just a jacket. It's a windbreaker. It's not a jean jacket. They call it a windbreaker. walking home along the track's secret path. He said, secret path. I am so to the skin. There's never been a colder rain than this one I'm in. Pale blue doesn't do what they said it do. It's not my jacket, it's a windbreaker. It's not my jean jacket, it's just a windbreaker. And fuck off rocks along the tracks, secret path. There's no secret path. Freezing rain and the ice pellets coat the rail, so I can't even tightrope it. whispers, whispering, don't let this touch you. Don't orange face. Daddy, make the rain go. I'm in despair. The wind is in the trees, basically just waiting for something to come along and eat me. It's a speechless gate where my dreams retreat. All my memories are just memories of memory. And I folded in a dream, pitch black and glowing blue. A raven saying, I know a way that I can help you. Oh, I stared into his eyes. I saw my pale last days. Said what you can't escape, you gotta embrace. Oh, I know a way to get back. This don't have to end. A way to get back and hunt them, hunt them, hunt them. And he wished me plain as he flew away. Said he'd see him coming on that pale last day. And he wished me plain, ordinary death. Said he'd be back after I escaped death. Oh, I've seen how they are. How they all sell their souls in little bits and pieces till they get old. They don't make a dent in indifference. Haunt them, haunt them, haunt them. This is the end. I wanna go back, not to hunt them, hunt them all I'll just close my eyes, I'll just catch my breath. This is the only place to be. I got lots of time, my whole life ahead. This is the only place to be. It's a Earth-like world, it's cold and real, with a sun like star, you can feel. And for the wolf, pitch black and yellow eyes, this is the only place to be. feel here, here, and here. I hurt here, here, and here. I live here, here, and here. I die here, here, and here. You sign here, here, and here. Here, 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 and here. Here, 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 and here.
You know, as big as the world is, we're all connected in some way. You know, I don't know how, but I know that. You may be connected to somebody almost like a sister and a brother. And I think that's why Gord was connected to Charlie.
meet you too.
My grandson, Mervyn.
Mervyn? Nice to meet you.
And my
Nice to meet you,
great-grandson, Darius.
Well, do you don't want to sit with me? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
Oh, sit with the sisters, that's
Oh,
fine.
jeez. I didn't know I was keeping score.
Knowing that you have cancer and all that, and it's not the easiest thing to have and to travel with and all that, eh? So I'd like to thank you for coming.
Well, thank you. I feel really great to see you guys and to finally meet you. We played our last show a week or so ago. A lot of people watched it.
What show's that?
A rock show.
Oh.
Band playing its
Oh,
last
yeah.
show, right?
You're tragically hip.
And yeah, and and I realized, oh, I'm in the middle of it, and I realized, oh, there's like in the middle of the show, I had made no plans, no, you know, and all of a sudden, it's like, wait a second, there's 20 million people watching. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah.
And what I want to say is this. Just, there's something wrong with this country. There's something really wrong. Something's not right. Down south, none of us, I'm 52, heard a darn thing about what was happening up here at all.
The tracks. Every time I see tracks, I think of Charlie. And I will stop and look down the tracks. And I would feel the distance, you know, this is how far I still have to go. He was always proud when he accomplished something, even little things. Knowing that song, Ashes of Love. He used to sing that at night. We used to dance to it. When he was sick, after he had his lung surgery, he was up all hours of the night because he couldn't sleep with the pain. So I'd stay up with him. And in the moonlight, we'd dance. While everybody was sleeping. And when he had left that day for the school, my name wasn't on the list. So I was told I couldn't go. And he kept on asking me why I couldn't leave. And I told him, you know, my name is not on the list, I gotta stay home. And he said, I don't want to leave, he said. I don't want to go, he says. You're not going, he says. I didn't know then. I think he must have known he wasn't going to come back. But I know now that he knew he wasn't going to come back that year. And you know what I want from this? Is that I want high schools, schools to be built on every reserve, high schools, so that children don't have to leave until there's such time that they're older to take care of themselves. If Charlie's life can save other children, then I've done my work. I've done what I've intended to do. And I thank God, everybody, that they've come here. Because God is, she is. I'm glad he's come here. I thank them from the bottom of my heart. You got you.
Today I feel incredible amounts of joy and shame. I just think he's the symbol. And the country's incredibly lucky to have you for such intelligence, such patience.
Okay? Don't
Thank you.
feel bad. You'll be okay. I think my greatest hope is that the rest of the world see what went on in Canada, but to not stop there, to continually heal that whatever happened there, to continually heal and to do everything that you can to bring that about. He is the right person to tell the story because the Creator chose him. We didn't. I didn't. And I'm glad it was God. You know, he will be forever remembered. Right?
Sigurli Swagwag, Galahundinio gets. Yonko, Yukotolos for being here. And I appreciate everyone who's popping in, and I hope you're enjoying the content on this stream. We really want to try to make this channel as educational as we can, and eye-opening and enlightening, and do it in a way that is um, reality-based, but still not in any way. We want this to be a welcoming, safe space for you to ask questions and learn. I mean, even I'm still learning as we go along and we see some of these documentaries and films, and I sometimes shake my head at some of the things that I learned have happened, and go on. And but it helps me create more of a knowledge base so that I can share with other people, and I hope that people appreciate it and are receptive to the learning experience that I hope to create on this channel. And for those of you who are lurking and peeking in and chatting or whatever you happen to be doing, I want to say big yanko or great thanks for that. Tomorrow, we will likely be on the music stream. We want to kind of balance things a little bit. And tomorrow we're going to do some music, and we're going to have a special segment that we're going to dedicate to Chris Christopherson, who just passed away a couple of days ago. And quite a legend in himself. And he had written songs for numerous people, from Janis Joplin to Johnny Cash to Bob Dylan, Waylon Jennings, etc. So he's a legend in the country scene, and we'll have a little segment that we'll dedicate to remembering Chris Christopherson. Now, I think because I'm not affiliated, I don't think it's going to allow me to raid out, but I will try it one more time because I know that we tried it yesterday and it didn't let us do this. But I will look to see if there is someone that we can raid. Now, I am um, not following many people on this channel because it's basically just started. But let me see if I can see who's live. Well, there is one of our friends online who's been a friend for and supporter of this channel for some time, and that is Kanosh. I'm going to see if it'll allow me to raid Kanosh, because it did not last time. Well, looks like it might let us do it today. Perfect. So I hope that you all make your own uh, raid call, if you will, and let him know where you came from so that we can show him that we are still supporting him, even from this channel. And, who knows, maybe he'll return the favor. But as I get as I follow more channels and try to remember who I'm supposed to be following, we'll we'll have more options as to people who we stream, or who we raid. But let's go over and show some love to Kane. He's also another peaceful warrior. He was the very first one to record a version of the Peaceful Warrior, which is awesome. And so definitely we've known him for some time now here on Twitch. So that's why it's a no-brainer to go over and say hi. So let's go over and shout out Kanosh.
It's time you get those yellow emotes and you start spamming them like crazy. Spam those emotes in the chat. Yo, we're getting raided. What? Dark Native, my G. How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. What's going on? Welcome in. We were just about to head out. We've been going for a while now. But thank you so much for the raid, J-Bear. Welcome in again. It's so good to see you. How you doing? Not the brain. The pinky, not the brain.